It's the Jacksonville Buzz. Amy West. Grant Smith. Adrian Houghton. From Studio 2 at Buzz TV, this is the Jacksonville Buzz.
It's going to be a great day today on the Jacksonville Buzz. We've got Winn-Dixie coming in and Chef Steve Stallone. He's going to share all of his big game recipes.
And I'm talking to Maureen Porcelli-Bush from Neat Jacks, a professional organizer. I know there's some people that need that help.
And I have special guests in today, the students from River City Science Academy, talking about the STEM and Health Expo coming up. Stick around, it's going to be fun. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Jacksonville Buzz. The big game in Atlanta is upon us, and we're all looking for that easy recipe for game day or that perfect party platter that fits our budget. Winn-Dixie is with us here today to talk about all those topics, plus their new store concept, the WD Tap Room. Please welcome Winn-Dixie Executive Chef Steve Stallone. How you doing,
Thank you.
Steve?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good to see you.
Yeah, so speaking of the tap room, it's actually out in Neptune Beach. We have a 64-ounce and 32-ounce growlers. You have a variety of 8 different beers on tap. It's just an amazing experience. You can go to the bar area where they have the pizza station and chicken wings, and you can get different meal deals, and there's people watching the game. It was an awesome experience. It didn't even look like a grocery store.
I love it. So I went out and checked out the event myself. The line was out the door for these bad boys.
Yeah.
These 32-ounce and 64-ounce growlers.
It's a great deal.
So the cool thing about the setup is they've got these amazing large flat screen TVs, high tops tables where you can sit down, check out the big game.
Sure.
So speaking of the big game, you've brought all these essentials with you today.
Yes.
Very impressive. So where do you want to start here?
Well, actually, you know, Southeastern Grocers is really proud of their own brand products. So I brought some, the recipe that I created here is a taco layer dip.
Wow.
And it's utilizing all of our new current items that are going to be launched.
Okay.
So when I made this recipe, I tried to keep all that in mind. So you can get everything in the Southeastern Grocers brand to make this.
Right on.
And you'll notice the difference in price, and you'll notice the difference in quality, because at our headquarters, we really strive in making a really good demonstration on quality there.
Good
so what
stuff.
I'm going to do is I'm going to start with mise en place. Do you know what mise en place means?
I don't.
It means everything in its place. It's a
Okay.
French term. So here we have everything here in our place that we're going to make our taco layer dip with. You don't want to start making this dip and then not have everything, because then you're going to have to go into the refrigerator, you have to go to the store.
Lay
Make
it all
sure you
out.
have everything there. So I'm going to cut the top off the tomato. I'm going to cut the tomato in half. And then I'm just going to, if you've ever diced an onion before, we're going to do it next. But you just make a couple slices right down the center of the tomato like this. And we're just going to dice this. You don't want to have huge dices, because when you go to dip the chip in the dip,
Right.
you want to get those tomatoes on the chip. If if they're too big, they're not
They'll
going to
take
fit.
over.
So we're going to cut these down
Nice
into
cutlery,
small.
by the way, too. Makes a difference, right?
Yeah, you want to have a very sharp knife for sure. If you don't have a sharp knife, invest in getting a steel or a stone and just hone it on there, and you'll be golden. So here's an onion. What do you think you would do with that first?
I'm going to cut it in half.
That is right. A lot of people say they're going to peel it.
Oh, no.
So
We can't peel it till we cut it in half.
So
though,
you
I
want
think.
to. So what I do is I cut the top off and the bottom off,
Okay.
and then I cut it in half.
Gotcha.
Because if you peel it, then you get stuck with all this confetti all over your
Yes,
kitchen,
you do.
right? And then you're going to cut it in
The
half
skins.
anyway. So you just take this outer layer right here, and you just peel this outer layer, and you see all the peel comes right off, and then you could just discard the waste.
Perfect.
Just like that. And now
I love red
it's
onion.
all clean. So we're only going to utilize half for this.
Okay.
So just like we did tomato, you see your knife has a little curve right here, right? So you don't want to use the knife in this area and slice it all the way off. I'm going to show you. See how it falls off like that? You want to cut it right here so it keeps the onion intact. That way it doesn't fall apart.
Oh, this is genius.
Just like that. Now you see how the whole onion's together still? It's not falling off.
Yep,
If you
perfect.
cut it on the back end, then it's going to be too it's going to fall apart and it's going to be too thin.
How small or large a dice are we looking for?
We're
here?
looking for a small dice here,
Okay.
just the same size as the onion or the tomato, I'm sorry. And you want it to be enough to where you can fit it onto the tortilla. So we're going to discard this.
And red onion can be overpowering, so you got to be careful how much you use, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the bigger the onion, the more flavor you're going to get out of it. So here we go. We're going to assemble this layer dip.
Okay.
So here I got some ground beef that I cooked prior to this, and we used the Southeastern Grocers taco seasoning. And I'm going to use some of the SEG whipped cream cheese.
Oh, whipped. I like this.
Yeah, you use the whipped because it gives it a really nice, texture. It's nice and light. So I'm just going to mix this in here like this.
And the meat's hot, so it just kind of
melts in. And
it melts right to it.
And you could do it with just plain cream cheese, and you can also just do it with plain ground beef.
Okay.
But what I like about the whipped cream cheese, it makes it more light, so you can kind of scoop it a little bit easier.
This looks incredible, and you're only on one ingredient
So you're
so
going to
far.
lay this down on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to let you do the next one.
Sure.
All you're going
Put
to
me
do
to
is
work.
you're going to just sprinkle that cheese right over the top there.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, and then I'm going to do the lettuce.
All right.
And I like to do the cheese at this point because it melts onto the hot ground beef.
I love it.
And it kind of protects the lettuce from going
All of
bad.
it, or just, are we good?
Yeah, you're good right there.
Okay.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
All right.
So we're going to do a little bit of lettuce. And now you're kind of building like a taco salad.
I love it.
So we got lettuce. I'll let you do the tomatoes and the onions.
Sure. This is the perfect.
See, and this is good. This is a good recipe too because you can use the naturally better ground beef that SE Grocers makes,
Mhm.
and it's organic beef. A lot of these products are available in organic, and it's not very heavy. There's not a lot of calories here. You can leave the cream cheese out, and you could just do a nice healthy ground beef, and then you got all your vegetables: your lettuce, your tomato, your onion. You got olives. We're gonna do a little bit of the Southeastern Grocers salsa.
So
right over
easy
the top.
too. Last minute, you could prepare this easily last minute.
And this is a very quick item. And you could see here, the only things that we really prepared here was the tomato and the onion.
Gotcha.
Granted, I did cook the ground beef prior, but that's
Right.
a very quick item to cook. So then we're just going to
Sour
do a little
cream.
bit of sour cream right over the top, just like that. And now this is one of these things. I actually made this for New Year's Eve, and my mom was like, "Oh, I'm addicted to it. I can't stop eating it." And at first she's like, "I don't want to eat that. It's not my thing." And
Yeah.
she had 2 or 3 bites of it, and she couldn't stop
That's all
eating
she
it.
wrote, yeah.
So we have some of these Southeastern Grocers blue corn tortillas, and you just put this on the table and let people go at it. It's
I love
just a
it.
great experience. We also have different varieties of dips in our brand as well. We have the spinach artichoke, pimento cheese, and hummus.
God, they all look so good.
So you can go to you can literally go to the deli area and buy whatever you need over there, including the growlers.
I love it.
So I mean, where can you go wrong, right?
Steve, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
This was a great display, great recipe. If you need anything from Winn-Dixie for your big game essentials, go check them out. They've got everything you need at the fraction of the price. Steve, the next big event, I'm bringing you in. We're going to do something else.
I hope
okay?
so. Ready
All
to
right.
try it?
Yeah, I am. We'll be right back on the Jacksonville Buzz.
When it comes to booking travel, it can feel like a giant guessing game. Everyone wants to know the best time to book and how to get the best deals. Here are my top 3 tips for booking travel like a pro. If you're looking for the magic booking window, think 4 to 6 weeks out from your desired departure. It's easy to assume you can never book too soon, but data shows that you actually can. On average, most deals can be found in this 4 to 6 week window. However, there are always exceptions. Most pro travelers know that if you want to score the best deal, you gotta get some artificial intelligence on board. Thanks to apps like Hopper, you can do just that. Utilizing years of travel data, Hopper is able to predict the best times to book your flights and accommodations. Just enter your desired destination and date range and wait for the app to alert you on the best time to buy. And finally, if you want the best travel deals, be flexible. Instead of booking your travel around your vacation days and getting stuck with unfavorable prices, try booking the other way around. Find your travel deal, then book your travel vacation days. You're sure to save a lot of dough. This has been your Amy West Travel Minute. For more information on this topic, visit amywesttravel.com.
wish your home was organized and clutter-free? Do you need help downsizing or perhaps purging before a move? Or does your garage house everything except the car? Well, then perhaps if the answer is yes to any of those questions, you need my next guest, Maureen Porcelli Bush, who is the founder of Neat Jacks, a professional organization company. Welcome, Maureen.
Thank you.
Now, I know you've been going now for 2.5 years, and it's a super important position to be in because I know there's a lot of people out there whose lives are chaotic and do need organization. But what on earth made you think about organizing other people's chaos?
Well, I have always been organized myself. As a kid, my room was always tidy, and I always helped friends clean up their rooms. I got into retail in high school and then started helping the business owners I was working for organize stock rooms and merchandise the stores. And when I decided that retail wasn't for me anymore and I needed something to do, my mentor suggested I do what I was good at, which is organizing.
Organizing and tidying.
Yeah.
So what sort of projects have you taken on that have been a challenge for you?
I feel fortunate to say that nothing has been too much of a challenge. It really does come naturally to me, and I genuinely enjoy it. So I've done everything from your personal closet in your bedroom with your clothing in it to unused attic spaces that have just become a dumping ground for everything.
Yeah. Yes.
So garages, kitchens, you name it, I'm happy to help you organize it.
So when you go into somebody's house and you've got this massive project, how do you start it? I mean, is it a process that you look at it all and think, oh, I'm going to go down this route first and then do that? I mean, do you have the same things that you do every time for each project?
I typically start with listening to the client. I like to pick the space in their home or their office, wherever it is that we're working, that causes them the most stress.
Right.
Typically, if you start in that area, everything else kind of falls in place afterwards. But I genuinely like to pick a corner, a drawer, and just work my way through a room. Going item by item, determining whether or not you need it. If you do need it, is it in the place it needs to be? If you don't need it, is it garbage or should it be donated? And clearing it as we go.
And so, I mean, at the end of a project, you've probably got lots of bags of trash or consignment or donations. Now, do you deal with that or do you leave it for the client?
I deal with most of it. So the trash, I make sure gets to your garage, your trash cans, wherever that is. If we are lucky, the next day is trash day, and I'll help you take it to the street. Anything that's donatable that fits in my car, I take with me. So I try to use Jacksonville-based local charities like the Community Hospice or Beam out at the beach,
right,
to take donations to, and I make sure my clients get the tax receipt for those. And then anything that you, as a client, feel that you could sell, I have suggestions and options for how you can do that, but I don't assist in that part of the process because you have to determine price, and it's that much more of a project.
Yes, of course. So do you literally work hand in hand with the client? It's
Yes.
not a case of, well, come into my home, there's the room, bye.
I've done that.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And then how do you deal with it?
It's a little bit more challenging, and that's where clients end up with some homework. I can clearly identify what's trash and what's broken, but if I can tidy a space to the best of my ability without your assistance and leave you with a pile of, this looks like important paperwork, you should either file this or shred it. These items, I've seen photos of your kids, and these things definitely don't fit them anymore. You should donate this, and then you have to deal with it when you get home, but it'll be a cleaner, tidier space when you get there.
Have you ever had someone that's basically said, look, this is the bane of my life. I can't bear seeing this room. Everything's dumped in it. Just do what you think needs to be done.
Yes.
Oh, sounds like my idea of fun, that is, because I know I've got a room that I can close the door and anything behind it, I don't have to see. So it still looks neat and tidy in my mind.
Right.
But I do have to deal with it
One
now
day.
and again. One day.
We can take care of that.
One of those days. And so it's an hourly rate, or is it by project?
It is an hourly rate. I work, Neat Jacks is just me, so I set the rate at $50 an hour. That seemed fair for all range of projects, big or small.
Absolutely.
And it's worked so far. So
Wonderful. So if somebody wants your services and they want you to come and help them organize their life, how do they get hold of you?
the best way to do that is to text me, honestly, or to email me at maureen@meetjacks.com.
Perfect.
I typically respond via email with the clients, and then we move on to texting. That way you can send me photos of your spaces. And then you can also follow me on Instagram. It's just @meetjacks.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for coming in. And if anybody really needs any services in decluttering your life, then contact Neat Jacks. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, I'm Grant Smith, and welcome to my Foodie Minute. Today, I'm going to take you around town to Jacksonville's most romantic restaurants. Our first stop, Orsay in Avondale. Rustic French fare, casual yet sophisticated, but don't forget to check out their raw bar. Next, we're going to San Marco in Town Hall. It's an intimate, seasonal American menu, and remember, reserve a table near their open kitchen. Next, we're headed downtown to Calford Chop House. White tablecloths, prime steaks, and good red wine. Don't forget to dine on the second level and have a pre or post dinner drink on their rooftop. Next, Ponte Vedra in Madura, Mediterranean, French, Asian inspired menu with an intimate lounge. Grab a booth in their lounge and enjoy live music Wednesday through Saturday. And finally, in Neptune Beach, you'll find Doro, seasonal American fine dining. It's small, it's intimate. Save this spot for a special occasion. I'm Grant Smith, and thank you for watching my Foodie Minute.
Science, technology, engineering, and math. If you haven't heard about STEM, get ready because it's the future. I'm joined in the studio today by some very special guests who are coming from the River City Science Academy. I have two students with me who represent our future. I have Shala and Gwen. Thank you guys for joining me today.
Thank you.
And we're really excited to talk about an upcoming event that will get the community more involved with STEM and also with health, and that is the STEM and Health Expo coming up on February 9th. Is that correct?
Yes.
And before we get deeper into that, I wanted to talk a little bit about your school. You guys are students at River City Science Academy. Why is STEM in the future? Gwen, can you tell me about why you're passionate about it?
STEM, with this school, what we teach is STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. As the future progresses, technology is changing and more jobs are being opened up to more people. And then you get to see different cultures, and you get to see different people with different talents all come together to create new things for our world to help flourish.
Wow, so it's innovative as well as unifying. You're saying this is a common language that's spoken really around the world. So as we continue in life, not only as citizens of our country, but citizens really of the world, it's important to speak a language that the entire world can speak. And that's the future, is technology, engineering, math, and science. What kind of jobs can people get in those industries?
Well, for example, there's more engineers and there's more scientists to create more solutions for diseases. There's also more technology, and you get to see new innovation that you may never expected before. Like, for example, a 3D printer. We're creating everyday gadgets just using those simple things today.
Wow, that's really exciting. And those are elements that are incorporated into your learning path and into the system of learning at River City Science Academy, correct?
Yes.
That's really exciting. You know, I actually wrote recently about finding the right learning path for my daughter. I think that there's no perfect school out there, but there are ideal school matches for students and schools. And it seems like you guys have really found the perfect fit for you. You know, Shala, are you passionate about STEM? Like, what new things have you discovered since attending River City Science Academy?
Yes, absolutely. While attending RCSA, I've been here for quite a while, about 7 years now. The things I've experienced besides STEM is meeting new people and such things like that. But as well as seeing the new technology that I may not have been able to access myself, just as what Gwen mentioned, the 3D printer that we have access to. Maybe new programs. I know we do have a robotics program. I am very interested in getting to that as well.
Yes, it's exciting. It's nice that you have so many options to explore and discover. And I think that's one thing that's really important about charter schools as a whole. Let's talk more about the Expo. So this is a public event that's been going on for like 7 years now. Is that correct? So it's an opportunity for people who maybe have kids or maybe who are adults that don't have the opportunity to attend your school to really get more involved and get excited about what STEM has to offer, because we all have the opportunity to get involved. What is the experience like at the Expo? What can we expect?
Well, in my opinion, the STEM is so lively. It's like it's things everywhere. It's never a dull moment when you're walking anywhere around the campus. There's things like new science experiments that they set up that you're allowed to experiment with. They have some in terms of math. They also have math questions, a little bit of math challenges. You're also offered incentives such as candies, prizes, things like that. We also do raffles, I believe, and we give away certain prizes to certain people.
So fun.
Yes.
Is there going to be music? Like, is it going to be like a party at the Expo, right?
They have
it's not just all laboratory type of work, but it's actually like music and fun and food.
Yes, there's different types of arts. There's music. There's just lots
kind
of
food.
music.
Yeah, I
it's
heard
just
there was
lots of
going to be
food.
like some Star Wars type of involvement. I mean, this is an interactive, really fun event, and it's kind of they creatively are showcasing ways that science, technology, engineering, and math and health are involved in our everyday lives, as well as career opportunities and paths out there for people. Do you think that if someone like my age wants to get involved, but they're thinking, I haven't really learned a lot about STEM and health, is there still an opportunity for me to learn and to be involved in a career that has those kind of opportunities?
The STEM Expo is open to everyone, and you always get to learn something new every year. As we're getting bigger and better, you get to see new things, you get to learn new things that maybe you've never learned before. Like last year, for example, we had a bunch of different science demonstrations, and you're like, wow, you can use everyday objects to just create an experiment like that. You never know what you're going to expect, and every year we just keep getting more and more visitors. We get to see more happy faces, and that's what we love. We love seeing everyone smile and get excited over what they're seeing.
Well, the future is bright. It sounds like an event that my kids would really love. It sounds like a family-friendly event for all, and something that's really growing in popularity as we move into a time in our society where it's more popular than ever to get involved in science, technology, engineering, math, and health. If people want to find out more information about how to attend the event, where should they go?
They should go to flstemexpo.com. For any more information, just go visit there, and all your questions will be solved.
All right, so you heard it here. Well, Shala, Glenn, thank you for joining me on set. I'm really excited about what you're doing there at your school and also about attending the Expo. And we thank you for joining us in the studio today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
There are 10 clear trends that we will all be wearing in 2019. And so here are the first 5. Oversized hats. If you glanced at Instagram last year, you would have seen the La Bomba hat. And this year, it seems, brands are vying for a similar cult status. Number 2, sensible shorts. Next season, things are looking a little looser. And so skirts may be given a few months off as we all look to the more boyish alternative for our new summer go-to. Having had a successful run last year, your pleats are back. But this time they're more intricate and tighter than ever before, providing maximum impact, movement and fluctuating silhouette. Tie-dye, yes. The 60s print is truly back in fashion, but admittedly the 2019's take on the trend is a heck of a lot chicer. And finally, fancy flats. I'm looking forward to this trend, spending time in comfy, feathered or embellished flats. Tune in to next week's Fashion Focus to find out Part 2's trends for 2019.
Welcome back to the Jacksonville Buzz. The ladies and I were just sitting around talking about trending topics, and this weekend we've got the Super Bowl coming up. So is anybody doing anything exceptional or fun for the weekend?
I am. It's an exception to my normal rule. I'll actually be staying in, getting cozy, eating chili, and watching commercials.
I love it.
That I don't normally do.
Very expensive commercials
Usually-
too.
Yeah, exactly. I'm usually out and about, but does anybody else have like a rating system our family is all about the commercials. We'll be like, oh, that was an 8. Oh, that was a 10. Like that's something that we do.
I think we're to the point now where the commercials have kind of taken over the game.
Yeah.
Because you don't know whether the game's going to be good or if it's going to be, great. So.
And I don't actually even know what's going on. So all I'm there for is to look at the best coloured uniforms and the men in the tightest pants.
I've got something perfect for you. I hear Disney World is as quiet as it is all year. You should go visit.
Go visit Disney.
Because I know how much you love Disney.
Gosh, that's a tough one. Men in tight pants or Disney?
That is true, though. They say that the slowest day at Disney, I think, is
it makes sense.
Sunday.
It makes sense because the wives and the families don't particularly want to go on their own.
Yeah.
And the husbands, they just want to watch the football. And so, the compromise is, well, you can have that one day where you can do that.
Yeah. No,
then there's other things. If you're at home, you can, I love the food. I love all the ambience that goes with it. But I also do like the commercials. They're great.
Yes. We're going to hang out at the house. Probably end up at a party.
Yeah. Okay.
But who knows?
A little party hopping.
Yeah, I think so. That would be the way I'd like to phrase it.
Yeah, that's kind of fun because you can hop home when you're bored.
Yeah, and then I can make an easy recipe like what Chef Steve from Winn-Dixie showed us here today.
Oh, that was perfect.
And I can take that with me.
Yeah,
that was delicious too.
And
easy and impressive.
And it's so budget friendly. You can make 2 of them.
Yeah.
Take one to the first party, leave it. Take one to the second party, right?
I think you should do for one of your minutes, easy, impressive appetizers. I have a couple.
I love it.
I can recommend. I have my go-tos because I don't cook.
Sold.
But I do like the appetizers. Actually, the perfect romantic night in for me is let's watch some movies and eat appetizers all night.
I love it.
Can I just have
It's a grazing thing, isn't it? It's just little and often. A little bit here, a little bit there without any major deals of all those pots and pans and things like that.
You just pick at it.
You're onto something. So she's not only known for travel now. Now she's known for recipes too.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm known for
this.
sampling and appetizing. Watch out! Don't go to Costco with me.
Yes.
Because we'll be in there all day grazing.
I think
waiting in line.
I think we're all.
Can I have a 2-ounce cocktail sample, please?
So there you go. We don't want to go to Costco with Amy because she'll be sampling everything. We'll be right back after these messages.
I had the best time on set with Chef Steve.
Can I eat all that dip?
Oh my God, that
It was amazing.
fantastic.
And it's the easiest recipe, guys. The easiest.
And Maureen has just made me realize how many closets and pantries and garages I have to clear out.
Oh boy, good times. I can't wait to go to that STEM and Health Expo with my kids. It's going to be so much fun. Thanks for joining us today, you guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.